why would you be a robber baron and say, we're going to give you a discount with the left hand, but we're going to reach into your pocket with the right hand? Why would we do that? Why would we even invite him? What's the necessity? What do you plan to do with the earned income tax?
Well, we're jumping the gun here considerably. We don't know that much about it. We know other townships claim to have benefited greatly from it.
Every government, Washington D.C. benefits from it. The farther they can reach their hand into your pocket, they're going to benefit from it because they're like every other politician. They're going to take it and then they're going to spend it. The question I have for you is, why would you even think about an earned income tax unless you have some need? Don't tell me that you're going to give somebody a tax benefit because you have more money coming in over here. You're going in one pocket and taking out of another.
You want more information, we're giving it to you.
I don't want any more information. We don't need it. We don't need an earned income tax. This is all related to the solar stuff. This is all related to the solar stuff. Let Tommy.
No, it's not.
Steve, can I?
No, let me just finish this. Let me ask you a question. Tommy, this is for you.
Go ahead.
Do you consider me a friend of yours?
Yes.
I am a friend of yours. Always have been. And will be. Do you consider me a friend of yours?
What'd you say? I said yes.
Okay, and I consider you a friend of
We
mine.
could disagree.
So let me explain something to you. When you ran the first time and lost, I voted for you. I supported you.
Steve,
No, let me
what has
finish
this
this.
got to do with politics?
Everything.
We're talking
This
about
isn't
a burn
politics.
crime is tax.
This isn't
It
politics.
has nothing to do with it.
If we're talking about taxes, it has to do with what I'm going to talk about. The second time you ran, I voted for you.
Thank you.
You were a guy who, before you got elected, not only came here for budget meetings and township meetings, but I remember you used to come here on off days when there weren't public meetings to meet with the supervisors because you told us all you were going to trim that budget like a butcher and make us have the leanest product we could possibly have in this township. I accepted you at your word. I've got to tell you, with all this stuff going on, like with Acconac and whatnot, Acconac's become the goose that is spending the golden egg. I don't think you hoodwinked us. I don't think you were a wolf in sheep's clothing. But you've changed, Tommy.
3 years tax reduction in 4 years.
You've changed.
How do you explain that? 3 years of tax reductions in 4 years. You explain it.
No,
I can't.
No, I appreciate it. So you explain to me that if you can afford to give the taxpayers 3 years of tax deduction because you have surpluses, why?
No, it's not because you have surpluses.
Well, you
The
can't.
because you don't understand the surpluses that we have. I've explained it more than once too.
Well, how do I don't
Okay,
understand?
we have unanticipated revenue. It happened again this year. We get in, we build our budget on real numbers, hard, solid numbers, not on fictitious numbers, not on grant money, not on make-believe money. So if we get a windfall tax, it's very similar to Delaware Plaza, of $100,000, that's not anticipated in the budget.
But it still becomes part of what's a surplus because it's
It
all
gets-
above
it
what you
gets-
expected in
But
income.
it's not part of the budget surplus.
Yeah, it's a surplus, whatever you want to call it. So my point
whatever.
is that unless you have a need for another tax, some necessity, as opposed to some luxury, why would we have Berkheimer come and talk to us about
Steve,
an earned income tax?
can I respond now?
Go ahead.
Okay. In fairness to this township, I've been your solicitor now 3 years.
Can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I said in fairness to the public here, I think I've been your solicitor now, what, 3 years, starting on 4? And I've always said consistently, I really appreciate how this township, you get to all participate, okay, at every meeting. And I'll say again, you're the only township still that ever does this. All these 3 commissioners want, or supervisors want, and I say that just in response to Steve so you understand, is to get information from Berkheimer. Not to approve it, not to grant it, just for you to hear and for them to hear. And one other thing, when Steve says you're taking from the left and just and giving to the right, that's not quite accurate. We have a property tax in this state. Every property owner is taxed, okay? Renters aren't. Anyone that does not own property is not taxed. The earned income taxes everybody in your township who makes an income. Except, and I know this because my partner did it at Westfall. I think one of the exceptions are pension monies and other exceptions.
Yeah, Westfall had $1,000,000.
Steve, can I finish? We listened to
Yeah, but
you.
let's talk about
No,
after.
I get to finish, just like you did.
Can we
So
do
they
this with some
understand what's
decorum,
going on and they
please?
can make their own decisions, okay? But let them have all the information. It's different. It's earned income and different people, and the goal may to reduce some of their property taxes. May. I said may. I'm not, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to sell you any other way. I just want you to know what the goal is. And then, like you've always had since I've been here, you put your input in, and this group decides. I'll say again, this is the only township where you all seem to get your input, which I appreciate and like. But all they're doing is giving you the information. But Steve's incorrect when he says take one and give the other. There is different people paying taxes depending on what you decide to approve. Okay? But I think it's worth listening to. I didn't say granted, I didn't say it must be approved. It's just something that as taxpayers you should listen to. Westfall, Steve's right, they did it because they were in very poor financial shape because of a lot of lawsuits and mistakes. But they're being corrected, but that's the bottom line. This township is just the opposite. You're in very good financial shape. Period.
And we don't need a tax.
Well, Steve, in fairness, I appreciate your opinion, but they all get an opinion. And all I'm asking is that as the solicitor, and this, they should hear the options.
Right, so
And
you
if they
explain-
still agree with you at the end, fine.
You explain to me then why.
But stop telling them just one from the other and your decision.
No, that's what it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Explain to me, you said that one of the goals would be to reduce our taxes. I just asked. the-
Property tax.
Property taxes. I just asked the three supervisors what the purpose would be to have an earned income tax, and they told me nothing because we just want to hear about it. So now you're telling me that there may be a goal, they're telling me that they have no idea what the goal is.
They said they want to listen. I said that could be one of the goals. It's up to these people if they want that. I don't know. Do you have a large, older population that are all retired and the property tax is killing them? But you have a young, vibrant group that maybe with a little earned income tax they could switch? I don't know. I don't know the population that well. But you gotta consider it. That's all they're saying.
I don't have
Incredible amount of
to
middle
consider it.
income, working families. You have a park that you're dumping money into that's meant for families, and if you tax the families any more on their income, you are going to have families
Okay.
leaving here
I agree.
incredibly.
Okay. All I
Reduce property taxes. I believe we have a significant number of retirees living in the township. Would this reduce their property taxes? I think that it would, but I'm not 100% sure. That's why I want to ask Berkheimer. How would that affect retirees, people who are on Social Security, receive pensions from their former employer, receive dividends? Is any of that taxable? I don't think it is, but I want to ask that question. And that's all we're doing. It's just an information gathering, and I can tell you it has nothing whatsoever to do with the solar power discussion. Nothing. The two are completely unrelated. We're not, at least I speak for myself, not looking necessarily to increase the amount of tax revenue, and this goes to several of your questions. If we have a great number of retired folks, and we do, fixed income, and I believe we do, you're talking to one of them, would that benefit them? But the other part of the equation is, to what effect for those who are currently working and making a salary?